Abstract brainwaves, game genie in the beanie. We ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And man, it's been a busy series of days. Had a lot going on outside of gaming. If you've been watching on Twitch, we hit affiliate. Thank you for that. Playing Pokemon. There you go, Sword and Shield. That brought me over. For you who subscribe to this channel, check me out there. I implore you to check me out at twitch.tv/Captain Sensation. Watch me play that game. It's not just me playing. I get feedback from you. In the chat, let me know where I need to go, what I need to do, and if you're lucky, I might name some of the Pokemon after you. Yes, you. That out the way, pleasantries aside, what we've been doing is this Team Go Rocket stuff, excuse me. Now, we finally got Cliff, and then we took on Arlo. And what you notice is the more prepared you are with your second Pokemon in your lineup, the better you're going to have in this fight. Because you can vary who you have. You don't have to use the counters that the internet recommends, though it's helpful. Go with what's best in your party to as close as you can match to the movesets that may be listed on those sites, okay? What I mean by that is, sorry, I just got through eating, so a lot of greasy food, greasy pizza. But if your Charizard has Blast Burn, and that's the ideal move, well, maybe you don't have that Charizard with Blast Burn. You missed Community Day for whatever reason and haven't traded. Maybe a Blaziken with the Fire move might have a similar result. So you've got to not give up. Don't worry about having the high CP and all that stuff. It doesn't have to have a perfect attack. Matter of fact, if you look at that Arlo video, I just looked at that Mamoswine and saw that it was a 1-star. Just that shiny Mamoswine that got off 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 avalanches. It was terrible, but it got the job done. And that's what counts, okay? So I've been trying to get my car inspected, been doing notary stuff, all this jazz, and what does Niantic do? They announced this Team Go Rocket event where, they tease Giovanni some more. Now, I'm actually on that part, and they gave a really good box that I'm going to show here. And it's like, wow, forget doing the research. Not so much the research, but forget battling each of the grunts when you can just go get the radars right here. Now, to be honest, for 480, that's not a bad deal. I would have got it had I not already battled a whole bunch of the grunts. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a follow-up video. But we're going to talk about the lady, the queen, the woman of the hour, Sierra. Yes. Been afraid to fight her for the longest from the beginning. Heard horror stories. Her taunts are borderline abusive girlfriend. Maybe I'm saying more about me than I am her. But, I wasn't trying to fight her because I believe when you look at the order, you got Cliff, then Arlo, then Sierra. That's just how it feels, Maybe they all have their own weaknesses and it doesn't matter what order you go into. But I felt like I had Pokemon better for Cliff, or at least by the time I got through with him, I was better prepared for Arlo, and as you'll see in this video, much more prepared for Sierra. So I might have spent a couple hours on Cliff, maybe an hour on Arlo. Sierra, we were ready, and I want to say, excuse me if you heard me burp. I'm not editing out. Sorry. You might have seen that it was by a hair. So I haven't seen her anymore to battle her again. But it was very close, but we got it down. And here's what we're going to do here. We're going to show it right here. So she comes in, and I had been looking for her all day. She was all downtown when I wasn't trying to find her. But as soon as I need her, nowhere to be found. And it wasn't until I gave up and said, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to go home. That's some gyms near my house, had some rocket stops, and lo and behold, here was Sierra. So you gotta apologize, or you gotta bear with me. I'm apologizing again. The game still hangs whenever I'm picking my team. I don't know what's going on here. So I tried a couple teams here. I felt like Lucario was a recommended counter for whatever she had, and I believe she starts out with a Sneasel. So Sneasel being dark and ice, I think like Lucario with his fighting ability helped out some. And I don't remember what his secondary move was, but Melmetal was also recommended. So I had him in there. Now I can't remember her second Pokemon. I believe it was a Lapras, and people were like, nope, if she's got Lapras, you need to run. Lapras is a very powerful Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And with a quick move and some devastating attacks, it's a tank on top of that. So you kind of need one too. And that's where Melmetal came in. Melmetal that I tried to use against Arlo, no bueno. So I swapped that out with a Latios, and we got the job done. And Latios was not a counter, but it had the quick attacks that I needed to shield bait and then take out Arlo. So you'll see what we're doing here with Sierra is that Lucario is going almost neck and neck with Sneasel. Still lost there, but I was hoping Melmetal could take a little bit more damage. I don't have a very high CP Melmetal. I think you can max that out at maybe at least over 3,000, I believe. So I'm using my shield. I'm trying to get her to use hers for Sneasel. Now, Rock Slide is the attack that I needed for Lapras. That's the good counter for Lapras. You want a rock Pokemon for this Lapras to hit it. And we'll see that, if not in this part, in the next. Sorry, y'all. Hair's itchy. I guess that's why I keep rubbing my face and stuff. Hair is trying to grow in. Anyway, we get off a great attack here. And he blocked that one, but you see my Melmetal with the Rock Slide, I'm filling that meter up super quick. So the foul play, which I should have blocked, took me out. So this match pretty much isn't going to work. But we wanted to see her second and possibly third Pokemon. So we've got Tyranitar in there, and Tyranitar needed to be saved for the very end if it was going to work out against this Lapras. Sneasel caught me by a sneak. Move along, dear. Team Go Rocket always wins. So there you go. So here we're back again, and instead of Lucario, I decided to bring in a better fighting Pokemon, and that's your boy Champ, who we fought hard to get with Cliff up to par, and he was able to hang with Sneasel here. So while he did go down, he took off more damage than Lucario did. So here with a Rock Slide, I go at Sneasel, and I'm able to do some damage. For some reason, I thought a Weavile was what they used, but maybe it was recommending that I use a Weavile against one of their Pokemon, either Arlo or her, but I digress. We take him out, and here's Lapras going against my Melmetal now. And hopefully Melmetal is able to do a significant amount of damage here. And as you can see, I didn't have all the shields gone, but they are now. And seconds later, another Rock Slide. That's what you want. You need a Pokemon who is going to be viable in that way for you. Whatever that Pokemon is, that's what you want. Now, if you don't know what you have, you're going to spend time like I did trying to figure out what you've got. Because believe you me, there are people who are level 31 and they know what they've got, and it took them only a few minutes to do this. And there's those of us who are level 40 who just like to collect and, not really into PvP, but this brings that out of you, and that's what I love about it. So great job, Niantic, in doing that, because you made it somewhat fun, but the average person I don't think is going to use both their shields up front, but you never know. It's all a matter of, it's a chess game. It's all a matter of what do you think your opponent is thinking that you have? And you could fool them and hit them with a move and be like, oh, I should have blocked that, but then it's too late, right? So here we go. Latios is in there to try to deal with this Lapras. That's why I have Latios in there. Now, it's supposed to be my last Pokemon, but I thought I could maybe get lucky here. So here I am going against this Houndoom, and it's just balls to the wall here because I know I can get off more attacks in this Houndoom, but I don't know how many shields I have left at this point. We'll see. I think I don't have it. Oh, I do have one left. But is it going to let me live long enough to use it is the question. And it did not. So had I had a little more life, or got, Lapras weaken a little more, I believe in Latios, and Latios would have made it. So she's talking more junk. Candela is useless as she's been previously. So we still haven't got the right set of Pokemon that I want, but rest assured we're going to get it done. This isn't going to be one of those I don't play for several days because I lose my self-esteem. I was not going to let Sierra leave with it. We're going to stop her. So here it's hanging a bit. I've revived everybody. I really dislike that it keeps picking my Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, aka my Slack-Offs. They've got the CP, but they don't have anything else, okay? I was tempted to use Mewtwo just because it was Mewtwo, but that wasn't the move either. I should go back with Machamp. I think that's what I'm doing here. And maybe for that... Who are we using here? It should not be picking Charizard, but that's what it looks like I'm typing here. But it should not be Charizard. Charizard we used in the previous battle with Arlo, but not this go around. We needed Melmetal, and what's happening is the game is hanging again. So let's give it a minute. It's weird. It's like I am picking Charizard. Can't be right. We'll let it keep rolling. But it looks like I am going with Latios again at the end. Because I knew, hey, if I can just get a little more health off, that I could do it. So let's see. Maybe I picked Charizard and it was for the right reason. So I'm already losing this, so this did not appear to be the right move, but you got to try everything. So I exited that. But I believe what I do next is the result. I hope you like you. I can't even read what she says. She basically said something about me liking the taste of failure. Very insulting, very sassy. But that's Sierra. Love her or hate her. Yeah. I don't know what possessed me to get Charizard. Maybe it was like the dynamic of the Ice and Fire. The Song of Ice and Fire. Game of Thrones. Okay. So we get Machamp back in here. The once and future king. Followed by Melmetal. And then we're probably going with Latios again. I mean, why wouldn't we? Maybe a Tyranitar. I'm not sure. Yeah. So, it's still hanging. Bear with me, y'all. Trust me, it's a lot better waiting for it for this video than it is while you're in a car sitting parked trying to just get the fight over with, paranoid that or over anxious, thinking that, hey, what if she leaves? When am I going to find another one? So this time I do a better job of keeping up with Sneasel. We do use the shield here because what we want to do is make sure that I can get enough punches off that. Sneasel's actually down. We don't want to have Melmetal sacrifice any of his health for Sneasel at all. Melmetal is supposed to come in, and he's just a hired gun to take out this Lapras. So we successfully got the best of Sneasel this time. So here what you've got to do is, try to fill up your meter as much as you can. Now, Lapras still took me out, but that little bit of health there is all the difference that it's going to make in some of these matches, y'all. So you can see here, Melmetal's doing his thing. And did I get it? No, I got a great. I didn't get an excellent, but it's blocked. So those are both shields gone, and I still have my one. So that's key here. You want to come into that last Pokemon with at least one shield if you can. You know, it's you got a pretty favorable chance if you got one shield at the end and you've got the right Pokemon to fight against your opponent here. So Lapras is still winning. Now I do use my last shield here early, but I felt it was necessary to use my Rock Slide against this Lapras. So I give it my all here, and I believe this should take the Lapras completely out. It does not. It's super effective though. So we're still giving it our all. We lose here, and we're down to our last Pokemon. So here we got Latios just going in for the kill, and it gets off a Dragon Claw. Now with this Dragon Claw, we were able to, I think, get pretty close to defeating. I don't think it took it all. No, took it all the way out. And had we not, who knows what would have happened. Now hitting Houndoom, we come in same health as Houndoom. So that's awesome. And then I get my attack off first. No shield, so we're just pretty much guns blazing. We're going out for everything. This is the battle for everything right here. And it takes over to where I was green while this one was yellow, the Houndoom. So I still had the advantage here. And then I get off another Dragon Claw. See what I'm saying, y'all? This is key. You've got to have a move that you can quickly fill up, because with no more shields, look at what Sierra is doing now. Getting ready to go home and cry. It's your boy, Other Yellow Hat Guy. And just like her, I'm going to bid y'all a fair adieu. I get this Thousand Stardust here and 96 out of 100. Stay tuned for the next video where I also accomplish that feat and we see what happens next. I know some of y'all have done that already. But I've been taking my time. I wasn't really motivated to... Here's my feeling. If I complete a certain number of battles or what have you, when I go to the shop, that should be free then for earning that, not making me earn the right to buy something. That's like counterintuitive. It's like, imagine going to the grocery store, you get the groceries in your car and you can't go home and eat them without then paying for them again or something ludicrous like that. You could say, well, you do got to cook them and this and that. It's not the same thing though. You can decide to ignore my bad example. My point is, you shouldn't have to do extra work after you've already worked hard for something. Just let me pay for the item if that's what it is. It's you play for it or you pay for it, one of those two. So that said, that's the end of this clip, the end of this video. I'm going to wrap it up. I will see you on the Giovanni Day video. And it's not really Giovanni Day. That's just kind of what it's alluding to. But it's Go Rocket Day, and we'll try to make the most of that. Let me know where you guys are in the research. Have you finished the quest yet? Have you encountered Giovanni? Was it hard to get to him? What did you have to do? Did you have the right moveset? Did it take you hours to beat him? Or were you that pro trainer that got through with him in no time? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for your support. See you in the next one. Captain Sensation!